All right. Hello, everyone. Happy Friday. Let's get started. Um, all right. So we're moving forward with like this UI development and trying to kind of practice Streamlit. Hopefully, today we get to like start tabs, tabs and like using tabs, and this is kind of growing as we move forward. And like hopefully by mid next week, it is going to be a very good or actually like a large code. Um, I posted I posted the assignment. Next assignment, it's you have about 2 weeks, I think, for doing it. But just keep in mind, the description doesn't include anything about the session management. That's one I will add later. It doesn't impact anything you're doing. That description that you have is about 95% of the what you want to do. But this is a very small part that you can later add to the back end of your code. So basically, you can basically take the description and define and like design the app and like go ahead with the every design you want to go with it. I didn't give you any description or any guidance on how you're going to design your UI. You have to choose how to design it. You have to think about like what is the right layout, how to place them, how to use containers, how to use different type of layout columns to design it. That's why I give you a little bit more time to think about it and design it. The back end is already, you should already have the code, but make sure to review your code and see if you need to revise it. Then it's just going to be like plugging in like your back end code from homework one into this code. And you will see that here, we are gonna like add like backend codes that pretty much is the same code that we developed in the first round when we were doing the CRUD for the same homework, right? You're just placing the codes now that you're adding the UI. So with that, I will also try to like finish like going over your submissions and then give you your grade this weekend. That I will do. All right, let's go back to the homework. To the practice. We are about to complete this part, but let's now let's go to the terminal and run the application. All right, so let's run day2.py. All right. Okay, so this is where we are. That's what we're working on. We already developed like these elements and the button here. Let me push it, and it shows us. Okay, so last session we talked about st.button. That's where we stop here. Now that we have the button, let's add a few things and then actually we are in the page that is add new assignment. So we want to complete add new assignment. First, let's get to know one thing here. Okay, so first let's do a validation. Let's assume that the assignments to be recorded, you have to have at least the title. Okay, so the validation needs to happen before you attempt to record it. Validation is simply can be just a logical like check to say if like not title, that's the one you're using. If not title, then say okay. So then you can show this warning. Okay, so I'm gonna put this here, st.warning, to say, hey, title needs to be provided. Okay. It's just a simple validation check, what depending on what the user has to provide. Usually this depends, like I guess, on let's say your database design, how you design your table in the database. That for recording an info, which ones cannot be null. So for example, if you're in your database, you said title cannot be null, you cannot attempt to record it without having the title. So that validation has to exist here. You check it, make sure that the user has entered like the title before you attempt to record it. So if I go here, run it, and then attempt to save it, that validation stops me from recording it to the database. I also want to show you one other feature for buttons. It's the disable. Okay. So you can use the disabled sometimes when you want to like disable the button for use. And then it could be some logical check to say, hey, for example, like if the title is not null, then enable the button to work. So that would be the validation and not here. And then like at the top, right? So you can add a like add the top validation. So I'm gonna put this, like for example, if I put this true, okay, disable true, and then if I rerun this, you can see that the button is enabled or disabled for clicking, right? So this is kind of a way to like add more logic into like when buttons should be enabled. A lot of times you want to do it. Um, I have a lot of like buttons in the app that like requires other features to be like other things to be done before the button to be enabled. This stops from making mistakes or like initiating processes without the pre-processes being done or completed. So this is one step. I will put it as false for now. Okay. But then you can check that as well. All right. So st.warning, let's type else. Okay. So for else, if for st.spinner, okay, st.spinner. So you probably have seen this as spinners that can give user feedback about like, hey, we are working on this process, kind of a progress bar in the form of a spinner. So this is like the one in Streamlit to say, hey, assignment assignment is being recorded. Okay. Let's do this here. Spinner. Okay. Since we're not actually recording to database, so if we run it, it probably will run very quickly and we won't see like actually if it works. Let me try this here. If I click on save, okay, so we didn't see the spinner. Let's add one thing here. I'm gonna add import time. Okay, I'm gonna add import time, and then oh, I needed to add this. Sorry, I mixed it with st.spinner. Okay, and add a column. It's a spinner is a container. A spinner is a container, so it needs to come with a bit. So with a space st.spinner, and then add the column here. That I forgot. And then here time dot sleep. So we want to just like add a delay here so we can see the actually see the spinner. Okay. So again, when you're using the spinner, make sure to use the bit because you're putting the content inside it. So when you say the spinner, do this like content. I will try to like add like once we completed, I give you the list of the items that come with the width. Like the very simple, like a few things. Like we'll talk about the tabs that come with this, spinner comes with it, container, a container comes with it. What else? I'll try to see if anything is missing, then I can just give you like 5, 6 items that come with it, just in case you don't forget. All right, so now I can click here. I will title like add homework. Okay, 3, just type the homework, and then I can add a save. Okay, now you see this spinner. Because of that delay is working, right? You can see that part. For example, we can add it here, st.success. Okay, so we talk about like the message types that the Streamlit has: st.warning, st.info, st.success. Each one of them have a different format and design that you can use. So for example, success is good for when you've recorded it and you want to give success. Okay, new assignment is recorded. Okay, st.success. let's now that we are here, I want to I can add the other ones just to show st.info. Okay. This is a new assignment. Okay. You already have the warning. So you already saw like how warning looks like, SD success and SD info. Let's see next to each other to see the difference. Okay. Okay. So you see the difference for success, this is green, for info, it's blue. So like kind of very like a simple difference between like how they're used, and then like depending on what is the purpose of using that message, you can use it, or you can just like design it with a still markdown. But the thing is with markdown, it's a text without color. Since we are not covering like HTML, like we're very limited in the design of like the setting of the colors and like those sort of things. So we stick to just using Streamlit items and figures. All right, yes. Okay, so that I think means that like the package is not installed. Maybe it, can you try? I'm not sure if that works, but like can you try pip install and then a space time in your in your terminal? Try it and see if it works. If not, I can check like for that. I think that should be it. So it's just pip, yeah, pip install like time or something. Not sure if it works, but you can try it. I can check it after class. All right. If it didn't work, that's okay. It's just something that we can add later. These packages, every time you add them, it doesn't show it. It just means the package is not installed and you want to try installing it. And like that's the one that we did with like a Streamlit, right? Like pip install like a Streamlit. That's what we did with a Streamlit. So these packages, you want to like check them. All right. Now let's go to our actually work of the back end. Do you remember how we recorded an assignment in like when we were developing this with code on that session? So first, you want to think about the ID for a new assignment, right? Every assignment has to have a new ID. How did we do it? One step was to like creating it like a counter that like every time you add a new assignment, it has to move forward. So you can always create a new ID. So I'm going to put that here at the top so it doesn't get mixed up with the other ones. Okay. So next, I'm going to add it here. It's a variable, right? It doesn't appear on the application. It's just a variable. Next assignment ID number. You could start from 0, but since we already like we are like adding these assignments and like to start 1 and 2, that's why I'm just setting it to 3. You can like try like from a different number. It doesn't matter, right? Just as long as you start from something and then follow that pattern. So here, like the pattern is like homework or HW and then the number. All right, so I added this like number like a variable here, and then I'm gonna go back here. All right. So the first thing is creating that ID, right? Creating the ID. So what is that? New assignment ID is going to be homework. Oh, homework plus str new assignment ID number. All right. So with that same pattern, I'm creating new ID. Then we talk about this to make sure that this like doesn't get repeated with the new assignments. What should we do? You're going to add 1 to the counter each time, right? You're going to add to the counter immediately. So this one needs to be added equal to 1. This will always make sure that like every assignment gets a new ID. It's a new ID.
Can we check to see if it's like the type is homework first?
What do you mean, like for
Like for the type, it's like homework or lab. Like, should we check to make sure it's homework?
Oh, that's good. Like, so, okay, so I didn't add the other validations for each one of them. You want to like check like what kind of like validation you have if you want, like that's what you mean. For example, like you have multiple like inputs that you're collecting, right? So you want to think about what kind of validation you want to have. But in case of like if they pass the validation, okay, either like if you define this way, like the assignment type, that's what you're checking, or the other one. But like you can check, like for example, the point has to be between 1 to 100. So you can check that. So you have some type of validations to check. And then you can also add validations here. You can add like other comments. Once here, I think everything is fine. Then you can like go ahead with adding the assignments. Adding the assignments, you can remember from that session, it was just about we have a list and we want to just like use append function to append the new assignment to the list of assignments. Okay, so using the append. What was it? What did you place? Oh, okay. So here, I created this variable and like set a new, like a just like a start like number. It could be a start from 10, it doesn't matter, right? It's just a number. As long as it doesn't get mixed up with the prior ones, and then from that, we can like add items. Even like here, the point is to create unique IDs, right? You can have like you could just add 5 every time. It doesn't matter. It's just the idea of that every assignment gets a new ID. That's the only point here. All right. So assignments dot append, and then we are adding a dictionary. So from the pattern here, we can see the ID, title, description, point, and type. So first is the ID. Okay. ID is we just created it. Okay, just created the ID. And then next one is title. It is our title that we use and like stored in title. Then we have description. Right. So then we have points, just points. We actually collected due date. This didn't have it. We could have added it since this just goes with like these 5 items. I'll just stick to that for now. Type, that's assignment type. Okay, so you can remember from that session, right? You exactly type this code or add new assignment. It said input, process, output. What are the inputs? Separate them. What is the process? That's the process, and that's the output part. We are separating them. As we move forward, we will get to like do more on this input, process, output to separate it more. But for now, that's kind of like the idea here. So added the assignment. And now we can say the assignment is recorded. How do we make sure? Let's see it. st.dataframe. And then assignments. So what's a st.dataframe? It's very simple, like st.dataframe. It creates the table. It's a list. It's like a list of dictionaries, right? It's like a table. So when you use st.dataframe and then place the assignment in it, it will we create a table for you with the columns as the key. and then like the values inside the table. Okay. So keys and values using SD.data frame. It's just like creates that data frame with a table. All right. So let me just show you here. Okay. I will rerun this and then select an option here. Want to say it's a lab. We have two options. Like we should have like kept one of them only, but that's okay. But either one of them just gets replaced with the other one. Okay. So I will click on save. It's the spinner is working. And the spinner, you give the user the feedback. Assignment is recorded. And now you should be able to see that table here. It is a st.data file. The key value, the dictionary, list of dictionary is just a table in the database. That's why each key becomes a column. And the values are like showed here as a table. Okay. And then like you can have other options with the st.data frame. You can actually download it as a CSV file. Then search like these are like some items, whatever you want to select. I'm pretty sure there are other arguments here that you can use, like you see that like probably that's the size, like with stretch, user container. What else does it have? You can see selection mode. You can play with each one of them like multi-row. You can play with them to see how they can impact like the output table. There's so many of them. We don't want to memorize anything. You just can play with them. All right. So that's about it. Okay, let's push this to GitHub. Git add, git, okay, git commit, okay, completed the design of add new assignment, right? And then git push. Okay, so I just completed the add new assignment you like design. Right? This was the one that we added here. This is the new assignment we added here. You can have the description. They added to the list. It's just like a record. But now let's actually record it. We are not working with database, and I didn't want to make it complicated to work with database or like SQL or anything. So the simplest way is to record it as a JSON file. JSON is just like a list of dictionaries. So we're gonna like use JSON files for creating and recording file into an actual file. And you will see it's very like just a few lines of code to do it. But we can actually cover it. All right, so let's go back here. First, import JSON. Import JSON. All right. This one, again, you might not have it, just like if it showed you error, double check on the internet. It's like, see, probably again, like you need to, you might have to install the package. From path, is it? From pathlib. Okay, from pathlib, import path. Okay. I'll tell you how each one of them are related to this case. First, the path one. Okay, so pathlib, import path. This is the one that you're using to actually specify in which place in your directory this file is going to be created and stored. In which directory this file is going to be stored, and store that path into a variable. So I'm going to say JSON path. Okay, it's just a variable here that will store that like that address. Oh, okay. All right. So what is the path? Oh, right. And inside that, I will just say assignments. .json. It's a JSON file. Okay, so it's the path basically in which folder you want to say. If you wanted to like store it in a particular folder, you want to like add like the folder like the one. It's just a simple path that like you specify in the string. And that's what it is. Like if you wanted to like if you had like some type of folder, you might have like have to type, let's say, I don't know, maybe like files or something, and then okay, files and then something like that. That would be your path. But since we don't have anything and then we want to actually just like simply store it in the directory, I'll just leave it a very simple like path. So this is the like a specifying path in the directory, in the actual directory that we are going, because there is nothing behind it. It's going to use the root repository, like root in the repository to store that file. It's a JSON file. And also like JSON file, like learning to record it and use it is very important. Why? Because every AI models, when you build applications and like try to interact with the AI models, the best way to interact with them is through JSON. JSON makes it very simple to say, hey, this is my like let's say because the JSON file is like list of dictionary, right? So you say this is my dictionary, this is my key, and I have a value. For example, you ask it to add a new assignment. You exactly say, hey, you only need to return 4 things to me: the title, the ID, the description, and it returns you because it knows the type of like JSON file. So it's the best way to interact with like AI models when like you're working with like interacting through your app. So JSON file is just the same way. Nothing about like our code is different because we already implemented assignments as a list of dictionaries, kind of a JSON file, right? So now let's just store it. So here, okay, they say with JSON path, that's the one that we created, dot open. Okay, so we are saying open that like address, and then we are specifying what is the action you want to take. You want to write it. Okay, want to write it, so we specify W as a write. Okay, write, and then we can like specify that encoding. Okay, just to like make sure it's like the specific type of text we are saving is UTF-8. That's what I have here. Okay, so writing as F. Okay, so this one, it just gives you a variable to use to say like to save it into the file. It just opens it, and then you can like kind of this is just a name you're specifying to it, and then you can use it here. Okay, add the colon and then JSON dot dump. So when you want to save it into a JSON file, you use JSON dot dump. Just dumps the file into the JSON file. First, you need to specify the path, which is the file you're saving, which is assignments here. We're saying like dumping the assignments into F, right? Into that file that we open or we try to create. So open that file as for write, and then JSON.dump assignment is the name of the list of dictionaries that you created, and then like specifying that that you're using to jump do it. All right. That's it. So this is about, okay, this would be record into JSON file. Okay, record into JSON file or like a persistent data. We want to find a way to like record our data. All right, now let's go back to the application and try this. Run the application here. All right, so when it will be triggered, it will be triggered if you click on the button and if you have the title when you add this, and then that will happen. So it triggers by the button. So let's do this. Let's create, like click on the button here. Okay, assignment is created. Then you can actually like see the tables here. Go to your repository and see if you have a JSON file assignment in your repository. Okay, so now it's actually a file in your repository. You can open it. Can click right here, go to Reveal Finder, and I can see my JSON file here. Okay. This way, you're not losing data when you're like refreshing and like changing like the pages. We haven't talked about session management, and that's why I want to like talk about this like here. Just like if you refresh it, if you didn't have the JSON, every time you refresh it, you lose the data, right? But this way, you're not losing the data after you've like recorded it. It is actually being recorded into a file. So let me review the steps we did. First, import two things. Import JSON, and from pathlet, import path. And then this line of code, basically you're saying open this like a file or like create this file or like a path for it. This is just a name of the file, right? So it doesn't, the file may not exist already, just like creates that path. And then here, when you want to like record it, we JSON path, that's the one that has to be set open and write. So it's going to open a file over there, attempt to write it as F. So this always comes the same line. So it's just the same line for any application, doesn't matter what kind. The only thing probably is different is like the path here specified. And then JSON.dump. So everything is going to be the same for every application you type code. And only the name of these files will be different. One probably just like the name of the like the path that you want to specify your file, and then like the name of the like the list you have. Other than that, everything is going to be the same in like in any other examples that we work on. All right. Questions? Yes. Show me that since you're close. Where did you define it then? This one.
That's what I was trying to find.
Okay, so that's why I said like we defined it here. We defined it at the top of the app. I placed it at the top so that it doesn't get mixed up with the other one. You might put it inside the code and like every time it runs, it just like refreshes and like it basically tries to create the same number and it's not good. You want to place it somewhere that it doesn't run in every attempt. All right, let's do this here. The last step here is git add, git commit, okay, record record data into a JSON file. Okay. I separated this, so if you go back to your code, see the difference between your code in these two last commits. So one didn't have the JSON and the other one has it. Just check the differences, and then that could help you to review what we did for adding or recording a JSON file. Okay. So this like step-by-step committing is good, so you can keep track of every time what you're implementing into your code. If you're done with that, go here and create a new code. Let's say we're naming it app day3.py. Okay. Yes. This one. So that's what when you attempted to record it, that like assignments list, and whatever wasn't the list was recorded into that file. All right. Let me see. So check these ones. Okay. So did you check this one? Let's go step by step. Do you have these lines? All right. Now here, check this line of code to see if it is correctly added.
Okay.
All right. Now go back to your app and make sure that it's like you're refreshing it, just refresh it, and then try to add a new one and then click on save to see. It will be created after you click on save and actually like try to attempt it. Do it and then go back to your repository to see if the file is being recorded or created. Yes. What was it not found?
Like when I try to run it, open the application, it says that the command run is not found.
Oh, okay. Can you try to open a new terminal and let's just try it again. Just open a new terminal and then a Streamlit. Okay, Streamlit run, and then like what is the name of the file that you're trying to open? So for mine, it's like app day2.py. All right, great. Sometimes it gets disconnected. You just need to like turn it on, like the connection gets lost, and that's why we do it. So I'm gonna close all my terminals. So I'm done with this part. Go back to day 3. All right. So let's go back to day 2 and copy this part. Okay, just this part. We don't need the other ones. Okay, Streamlit, import Streamlit. Okay, st.title, course management. Yes.
I think I just. It's not updating on Streamlit. Should I just? No, it still doesn't. I didn't commit anything because.
No, that's okay. Did you try it? Let me see what is happening here. All right, so I'm gonna just choose this.
I'm supposed to copy.
Okay, so you do it and okay, and then you should see your option. All right, so do it, and then let's see what we have. I'm gonna add this to. Okay, I'm gonna add this to here just before we forget. I'm gonna add this to here, to assignments. All right, so far I've added these files here. Okay, so we're just kind of copy pasting a few things from that file into this like a new file, and we'll see why we're doing it. Now, next, go back to that file wherever we were importing these files and like copy them, and then come back here to add them at the top. So we have all our imports at the top. Okay, so imports at the top in one place. I'm gonna add one like a st.divider here, st.divider, and then parentheses. I always forget this, like st.divider and then parentheses. I forget that part. It will just like create a line here. Let me see if I want to add any other thing here. I think you're good. Okay. All right. Now let's run this. So you can like close every other terminal you have, just open a new one. We are running this new file here, Streamlit run app day3.py. Okay. So I start running it, and that's okay. All right. So if you added that, now we want to talk about like a new thing, but before this, we can also add one more thing. So we've started to record the data in the JSON file. So let's practice now actually opening it. Okay. Let's add this part, just the pass part, okay, JSON pass. That's what we have here. I'm gonna add it, okay, JSON pass. Now, if JSON pass dot exists, if it exists, the same one with was it with JSON pass dot open. This time only instead of W we use R, read. Okay, and then encoding the same one UTF-8 as F, and then add a column. Okay. So you want to you want to specify first the pass that it needs to check, and like that validation is good because if you check if it doesn't exist and you just try to open it, it will show you it will crash the app or like show you an error. That validation will check to make sure it exists before trying to open it. Now, okay, now we want to open it and then store it in assignments. Okay. Yes, I added there just in case. That was our initial part. If we have it and we already stored it, now instead of this one, like we're going to use assignments again. So it actually loads the most recent data. Assignments JSON dot open. JSON dot load, sorry, JSON dot load, and then F inside parentheses. Okay, so this one is for like the open. We're using JSON.load. The previous one was JSON.dump, right? JSON.dump assignment and then add and like the add. This time JSON.load from that pass and then store it in assignments. So that's the only thing you add. After that, everything is just the thing that we've been doing. Just loads the data into that list. Okay. So again, this part for the open is exactly the same for like the next 10 projects that you're gonna do. That's the same thing. The only thing will change is like the name of the variable and then maybe the path you're changing. The code is just the same. And just copy paste it through like from different like for different assignments. That's one for like reading the data. Okay. Load the data from a JSON file. Okay, finally we are there. Right. Okay. So we want to talk about tabs. Okay. Tab 1, tab 2, tab 3. Okay. I want to create 3 tabs and add new assignments, update an assignment. We are doing CRUD, right? And then view and search assignments. How? st.tabs. Okay. st.tabs. Inside st.tabs and inside the parentheses, use the like square brackets and type the name of the tabs that you want to add. So first, I'm gonna add view, okay, view like view assignments. Okay, add, oh God, okay. Add new assignment. And then update an assignment. Update an assignment. Right. So depending on how many tabs you're creating, these are the variables that will store those tabs. So if you have 4 tabs, you have to like define 4 tabs. Your tab 1 to tab 2, tab 3. You can name them different. These are just variables. So just name them tab 1, tab 2. You might have used tab 1 up underline update if you want to like go with a better naming. All right. So here the tabs are like a type of a container. So we want to use with to be able to add code with them. So with tab 1, add a colon, okay, sd.info. This tab is under development. Okay, coming soon. Okay, coming soon. How about tab 2? With tab 2, sd.info. Coming soon. Right. With tab 3, sd.info. Maybe coming soon. Who knows? All right. So you can see that with each tab, like if you want to put the content inside the tab, you need to use the keyword with before the tab name, and like the content of the tab will come under. Okay. Now let's go and run the application, like actually refresh the page. Okay. Now you have 3 tabs. Okay. So you have your tabs ready for building the UI based on each tab. So now let's move on to second tab. Okay. We already have developed it. So we are going to copy and paste it from here. Okay. From here, copy paste it and then like remove the ones that we already added. Okay. So I'm going to copy paste it here. Copy this whole thing and remove the tab 2 and paste it here. Okay. Nicely added into day 3. Now, let me see what happened. Okay, so I need to select this. If you have this, select everything that you have inside a tab 2. Select everything. You have to push it one line, right? It has to start from the second column. So select everything, copy paste it here, and then select everything, and then click on tab. One tab. Okay, one tab. One tab. And then go back and make sure that the first one, sometimes the first one is actually, it was already 1 tab ahead. So I'm gonna like fix that. That's it. That should show you and shouldn't show you any error. So everything, let me zoom out. Everything has to be in the second line. Check everything correctly. See if it is in the second line. And then remove the ones that we already have placed them in the code. So first, I will remove this part. I already have it. Okay, so this part needs to be removed. We already added it to the code. This part needs to be removed. We already have it. Okay, so remove it. All right. Now, one more thing. Let me see if we have everything else. All right, that's it. That's it. All right. So let's go back to the app, run it, new assignment. We have our new assignment. UI has already been developed. Okay. So our UI should be developed within that process. If you see any error, it's just probably like you kind of like need to check like the indentation. Okay, the indentation has to be right. So first one is the width, and the second one is start. And if you have the if button, and then like comes down that path. Okay. Now quickly, let's develop ST tab 2. I'm gonna add this. It's about viewing the assignments. Just simply this one, st.dataframe. That's our tab 1 for now. st.dataframe and assignment. All right, st.dataframe assignments, tab 1, rerun it, go view assignments. Okay, view assignments. So what is view assignment? st.dataframe assignment. Now let's make another change into tab 2. This tab is going to be used for two things, viewing and searching among the assignments. So I need to use radio button. Tab choice, tab option. I don't know, something like that. Option. st.radio. Okay. View search. Add a comma, and then inside the square bracket, say view search. All right. So we are using st.radio to actually create two tabs kind of within the tab. So this is another option that you can use. So now a simple logic check. So if tab option is view, okay, view, okay, add a colon here and then put this st.dataframe inside it. Okay, so tab option. You have two options, view and search. It's a radio. Only one of them can be selected at any time. So you're selecting tab option. First, you check it to see if it's a view. If it's a view, that's the view one. Let's go back to the app, run it. Now you have two options, right? Let's make this horizontal. Okay, horizontal, and it is true. Okay, make the radio button horizontal. Just make this horizontal to true. So it looks like actual tab. All right. Then go back to this here. Now you have two tabs, view and search. All right. So you can see we are moving forward with actually, adding other features to this app. Next session, we can continue this with developing the search. So make sure to commit this code, and then I will also run your attendance in the meantime. So you can commit it as day 3 or Streamlit tab. Include the tab in your commit so you can remember that we did the tab version. Okay, thank you so much. I will also push it to GitHub just in case you want to check it after class. You can go to the file and check it. Let's start working on the next homework. You want to think about your design layout, just draw it. Let's start with drawing and then move on to the actual design. Have a good weekend.
It was maybe. Yeah, I know. It signs you out after like what? So
You tab is empty, that's why it's showing you. You have to be with one code here.
I can fill, I still do the tab one later, but
No, just like leave, like add a comment, you can add a space, so I'm sure you can.
okay, is this I was about to, please.
Yeah. Thank you. Yes.
But you know, about how you like we did the folder and everything,
Okay.
and it's still seeming to not.
All right, it's now one.
Yeah.
Do you have class after this?
Yeah, I have like a cat something.
When is it?
Like one.
No, I mean, like, can you spend 10 minutes with me outside class?
Oh, yeah.
Okay, okay.